But we wanted to take an opportunity to talk a little bit about how Girl Gang, got its start, how it fulfills its mission and mandate in the industry, and the sort of what happens next. So if I can start with a really early question. You're the co-founders of my favorite industry association. How did you two meet?
Oh my God, at a club in Vegas.
Yeah. Really?
Really.
Gabby likes to take this one.
Elaborate.
Club XS. So I was also a career changer. I started in fashion. Sequins are wonderful, but they were not my end-all be-all. So when I switched into finance and realized 6 months in that I had no friends, I sort of went on a mission to find what I wanted for myself in the industry. And I asked around, I asked for introductions. I got weird. I would pick up the phone if there was like a Courtney or a Leslie. Guys are named Courtney and Leslie. Like, I just wasn't meeting people. So I started asking my clients on deals. And I got introduced to Michelle at Club XS in Vegas during ICSC. And I went up, I introduced myself. A gentleman walked towards me and she put her arm out and was like, no, I'm talking to her. And I think it was just like love in that initial moment.
So, Michelle, how did you two meet? Same story, something different?
Same exact story. No, it was amazing. Like, we had this opportunity when we were at ICSC together, and just at the beginning of her career, I had just joined Kensington Vanguard, where I am now, starting in the title insurance business. So I had come from a different world of real estate sales and had started in title. And, I kind of had a little bit of a background already of a women network in the real estate industry. And so Gabby came to me at a great time where she was like, listen, I don't really have this network of women, and I know you do, you have a start of it, and we should really collaborate and do something together. And that really turned into what is now a 1,200 woman roster of women all over the country, which is incredible. So
that is amazing. Now, I mean, this is a labor of love for you in part, right? So the first 2 years, from 2016 to 2018, you're self-funding this thing. You're spending a good chunk of your free time just reaching out, making connections, getting folks involved.
The one thing I'll say is we definitely didn't think the Girl Gang was going to take off like it did. Like, Gabby came to me and she was like, let's do a dinner like once every other month. And I was like, great idea, except I have an over-inviting problem, as many of you know in this room. And our first, thought that we thought was going to be a dinner, 30 women ended up, wanting to come, and that just turned into a cocktail. And so, but really what ended up what made it what it is today is when we saw how much people loved it. And then we were like, oh, wait, this is turning into something. Like, everyone wants to come. More people want to be added. Like, it's just kind of like, we joke a little bit. We can make fun of ourselves that we don't know if we would have named it Girl Gang, which now we love. But we don't know if we would have named it Girl Gang if we knew it was going to take off like it did.
But if we could go back in time and someone would have told us this, and I think anyone who starts anything could say, you're so much better not knowing what you're getting yourself into. And our day one mentality about creating connections is our today mentality. It's never changed. So it really is, it's such a passion for us that it is work, but I don't know, it's easy.
Go ahead.
I don't think there's a lot of groups out there that have this, and people have told me this, so I'm not just thinking highly of Girl Gang, but have this warm energy about it, where you come in and you feel like you're already included. I don't know if this is embarrassing for me. I'm the queen of networking. I have been to so many events, so many organizations, and it's not anything bad about those events or organizations. I just think maybe because of the experience that we've had, we bring something different to Girl Gang, and we want people to feel like they're included immediately. And we don't have, we don't have payment. We don't have, all you do is fill out a membership form in order to be involved, but we want you to feel like you're in. So.
Yeah, and I could say even for myself, the first time you invited me to an event, it's like, should I come? Is it okay if I come? Am I going to change is my being there going to sort of, change the tenor of the event? Are there people who are going to want to participate in a dialogue or a conversation who might feel constrained because, there's a guy there? And, even then, I have never walked into a real estate industry room and felt more welcome.
Oh my God,
than
Sam,
I was
you were a
Girl Gang.
celebrity at that event. They were like,
that makes us feel so good. That makes me feel so good.
It must have been very early in Girl Gang.
He's still a celebrity.
So what's worked and what, put it out there, what of the things that you've tried, has not worked?
well, I mean, to your point, we Zoomed hard during COVID. Like, we're talking every single week.
Every single Tuesday.
Michelle would put
Every Tuesday
inviting
for like 3
50
months.
different people on an invite. We would get on. She would have this list of questions, and then I would go through my domestic disaster of the week, which I had a lot of during COVID. I had to learn how to cook. But it was something that we thought was like this glorious thing. People can do it from home all over the world on business trips. And then one day it was just the two of us on. And we were like, oh.
Yeah, that
What
did
did
happen.
you do today? So I think that was sort of like, we thought we were sort of branching out from the you have to be there, the industry's going to change. And they were like, nope, everyone wants to be in person. So that was something we were excited about that didn't work out. What else?
The only thing I'll say about things that didn't work out is we have so much we want to do, and we just don't have the capacity yet. So there's a lot of things that we have in motion, and one is updating our website. Like, there's just doing more on social media. There's just so much that's to come, and so it's not as much like didn't work. It's just that it's coming, and it's not here yet. So
that raises another question for me then. There's obviously the opportunity for folks to attend really exciting events and programming and meet one another, and there are organic connections that will sort of spring from that. What are other ways that women have gotten involved in Girl Gang to maybe help you advance that mission and that to-do list?
So that's very long. In terms of the organic connections, which obviously are created, I would say out of the 1,200 plus members, the majority, like 85 to 90%, have personally had a conversation with myself or Michelle. If we have not met you personally, if you have not attended our events, one of us will hop on a call, we'll do outreach. Like, we really do want to get to know the members of the group and hear from them and what they're looking for and sort of incorporate that as we continue to expand. So you want to talk about some of our expansion?
Yeah, like a couple of things that we've done and that we're continuing to do. First of all, like the big thing is I think that it's really important for the women in the group to be able to have a voice. So we allow any woman to be able to sponsor an event, and you can spend $1 or you can spend a lot of money. Like, we want people to feel like it's not a money constraint thing. If you want to sponsor an event, you can sponsor an event. So all of our 6 events that we do a year are sponsored by Girl Gang members or companies that want to be involved and want to give back to women in the real estate industry. So that's one of the things that we are doing. A big thing that's going to be coming up in our future is a type of mentor-mentee program. So that's like one of our things that's coming that we really, want to focus on in the next couple of years.
Tell me about that. So, what's the demographic of Girl Gang? If the membership is relatively early and mid-career, is it a peer mentoring program that you're imagining, or is it something you're still working through? Is it a surprise and we should wait till 23 and you'll tell us?
Let's go with all of the above.
Okay.
Our group spans people who are an undergrad to principals of companies. So there is not a specific age demographic, there's not a specific career path. We really wanted something that was open and inclusive to women in the industry. We have, I would say, the same members today that we had at our first event, but new people who come to everything. And one of the consistent things is not just connecting with people who are older, younger, in different places, but maybe peer-to-peer, maybe in a program like a master's program, who want to talk to people in the industry. You can learn from anyone, and I think there's a real advantage to exploring things outside of like the traditional senior junior mentee program, but it's on the list.
Stay tuned, but it's coming.
So, one of the things that, I've heard from folks has been that, if they join a large company after graduation or early in their career, sort of a major services firm that has, 10, 20, 30,000 people, very often there's an affinity group within the company, or there are a diverse enough and large enough number of principals that they're able to identify someone who can be a mentor, who can champion for them, who can ensure that they're at the table or their name is coming up when the MDs are thinking about, well, who gets assigned to that really exciting new project. But I've also heard that it can be a very different experience, even in the most supportive organization, for someone who maybe goes to work for a smaller firm. Let's say a developer where there's 4 or 5 people, and they might be the first woman that's come to work in the organization. What kinds of things does Girl Gang offer to someone who is at one of those smaller firms where Girl Gang might be the main means or sort of channel through which they're able to connect? that becomes their affinity group?
So Michelle, when she says she's the queen of networking, she's also the queen of introductions. It's how she's built a very successful business for herself, and it's something that she really does well with everyone she meets. So people aren't just coming to us for career advancement. They're not just coming to us because of their job. Sometimes they want to meet people that would be of interest. Are they going to partner with them? I mean, you talk about this more than I do.
Yeah, I think that it's really important. What I say at every event, if you guys don't know Gabby or I, please come up and introduce yourselves, because all we do all day long is try to make introductions for people. And whether that also be for job opportunities, which we were talking about before, like we've been able to now, through this Work It Wednesday, that Gabby clever with her name, Work It Wednesday, that I can't take any credit for that, we've been able to get like 12 women jobs. So yes, there's this network for being able to pair up maybe a woman at a smaller developer who needs that mentorship by just reaching out to us or coming to one of our events and meeting someone there and feeling, you know, the friendly, warm welcome from everyone that's there and being able to connect there. And there's also opportunities to change career paths, right? So there's just so much opportunity to meet women. Like our, what's it called? Our mission statement, excuse me, I've been traveling. Our mission statement is about women connecting personally and professionally. And that is what we've stood by for the past 6 years.
So it's not necessarily only big companies, small companies. We had a new member join about 2 weeks ago. She just moved from LA. She's the youngest person in her firm. It's her first job out of college. She is not connecting with the members on her team. She spoke on the phone with me, emailed with Michelle, came to our event. We introduced her to 4 or 5 people in her age demographic, also in firms that were in a similar space. She sent a picture this week going out to dinner with one of them. So it's like we really are trying to find, whether it's personal or professional, what are you looking for out of this industry?
I'm talking out of turn right now, but one day we would maybe like to have some sort of directory or opportunities where people can really like opt in and then their information's there and people can even connect that way. Again, this is like, we're not there yet, but this is our dream. And like, it's good to put it out there because maybe then people will come to me and be like, Michelle, we have this resource and this resource. So who knows?
Yeah.
Michelle is a logistical nightmare at times. She just likes to
I have the ideas, and Gabby's like, "Can you stop?"
There's nothing better than having ideas, being very ambitious, but not knowing how to execute.
We work very well together. I will say we met in Vegas, but like it's worked really well. We have different strengths.
It is Michelle's job and passion to get super excited about everything. Like she leaves her apartment in the morning, she's like, "This is gonna be the best day ever," and it's my job to be like, "Everything's falling apart. Call a lawyer."
So do you go back to ICSC together every year to celebrate your anniversary?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%.
So one of the other things I want to ask about, we have a couple of minutes left. I want to make sure I get some questions from the group. When we have diverse young people, whether at the MBA level, the undergraduate level, another master's degree here, at other schools or universities, one of the things that they're looking for, because students sometimes communicate, every firm knows the right thing to say today about their firm's culture, about how supportive they are, that dialogue and those talking points, pretty much every firm has learned to incorporate into their recruiting strategy. But then they go and look at sort of the website, the leadership team of the company, and that commitment to diversity and inclusion and to gender equity is not well reflected. Is that a lag in the industry catching up? Is that that sort of resolves itself over time? Does that reflect issues around you're spending a lot of our time focusing on recruitment, but not enough on retention and advancement? What should people infer from the lack of gender equity in the most senior ranks of real estate organizations?
So
There's so much to say about this.
Not going to be a popular answer, but I'd like to give a little bit of the responsibility to the applicants. We started sending out Work at Wednesday because we were getting so many people who wanted to hire diversity, aka have a female on their team. We have 60 plus jobs. We've promoted over 300. Half or more of the resumes that come in are from guys. It gets forwarded, it's to their friends. And I was told this, earlier in my career, that women look for the one trait they don't have in a job qualification list, Whereas men see like the first two things and like, I got this. Yeah. So it is
So right.
something like, put yourself out there. This is one of Michelle's favorite topics after meditation. Asking for what you want. Like, if you don't ask, you're not getting it. Like, I think Kelly wanted to move to New York. I moved to Chicago. Like, our bosses were like, you're good at your job, go do it. But in a million years, did they think like, oh, maybe Gabby won't live here anymore? No.
That is so true. And then the second thing I would say is like promoting women into senior roles. Like, is that like crazy to think about? Like, companies need to be promoting women into senior roles. And I know that we talked a little bit about flexibility, but like maybe the pandemic did actually bring that to light. Like, you can do both, and like people should understand that like there are other things outside of work, and if you want to keep someone good, you need to make them happy, you need to promote them into senior roles, and there maybe needs to be a little bit of flexibility. But I will tell you that so many younger women look at the people that are senior, and they say, do I look like one of them? And if I don't, then I shouldn't be working here. And that's meaningful. If you want women, promote women. Like, to me, it should be like, it's so straightforward. But
for the women, like the looking at the people, do I look like them? Do not change who you are to be them. My closest friend, very senior role, she brought cookies to a board meeting. Like, it was what she wanted to do. Everyone loved it. Every guy in there like kind of died inside a little bit, but they were damn good cookies and they had a good time. So like, I'm not saying bake for the board, but at the same time, do not sacrifice who you are and what makes you special, unique individual to get to where you want to be. You work hard, you're smart, you ask questions, and you put yourself out there, and things will happen.
All right, prepare your questions. One last one for me. 2 years from now, where are you with Girl Gang?
Oh my God.
I know that your list will still be long, but what
Really
will
long.
Gabby have turned around?
In 2
Definitely-
years, I mean, we're going across the country. Like, New York is fabulous, but we have seen a lot of people organically move into other markets. New companies start and a lot of opportunities. So we want to make sure that wherever you are, wherever there's conferences or opportunities, that we continue to be top of mind for women in the industry.
yeah, and then definitely some of these verticals that we're talking about are going to come alive. There's maybe some hiring that needs to be done. There's some things that we need to do on the back end that's going to make our lives easier. I mean, so much. It's so funny. I think that we look so polished and put together when you see our emails and everything, but like we're the ones doing everything.
Yes, this is a very Instagram versus
Yeah,
reality situation.
so we need a little bit more help, and I think that that's going to come, and that's going to allow us to do all these other things that we're talking about. So these things will be rolling out. Just you'll wait and see.